Well, hello again to everybody here. It's Teresa Sanderson with Nurses Feed Their Young, and I'm excited that you're here with me as we continue talking about things in nursing that need to be improved. We're kind of diving in over the next few weeks into some significant numbers, statistics, and data that tell us pretty clearly it's time to do something different for the future of nursing. Truly, the future of our profession, I think, depends on it. So, right now, today, what I want to talk about is 33% of nurses are quitting the profession within their first 2 years. Okay, quitting the profession, not their job, not their role, the profession. Okay, and when I think about the investment of time, money, energy spent to become a nurse, to attend college, go through all of the educational programs, the financial investment spent there, the time that you spent studying to pass your curriculum, as well as nursing boards and all of that, it's really shocking that nurses are choosing to abandon that. 33% of nurses are choosing to abandon that within 2 years of entering the workforce. So I think we need to look at why. I mean, that's significant because our new nurses are the lifeblood of the future. And so if we're losing 33% of those, it's going to take a long time. And I don't believe our profession will have the capacity to recover. How do we ever get to adequate staffing when we have 33% of new nurses who are leaving the profession within 2 years? So we have to look long and hard at this. And what is one of the first reasons? One of the first reasons cited for them leaving the profession during the first 2 years is heavy workload and understaffing. Okay. And so I think, some people might say, well, what do they expect? You get out, you graduate, you're going to go to work. Well, yeah. Does that mean that they've done everything, that they know how to do everything? No. Now more than ever, since the pandemic, right, nursing education has really, really changed. Clinical experiences have become few and far between. And so we have a different caliber of new nurse who's coming out from those situations. And it's not their fault. Okay, it's not their fault. It's we already had a very litigious society, right, where lawsuits kind of are always threatened. So clinical experiences were already changing very much from what I had back in the day. But since the pandemic, the opportunities for nurses to have clinical experience have really dwindled. And so their level of preparedness is not what it used to be. And I'm sure it's not what they would like it to be, right? But so anyway, heavy workload and understaffing, that's a key thing to know about. Another significant factor that's driving nurses away is the lack of leadership, okay? And I would even add to that lack of consistent leadership, okay? Because it's not uncommon for us to have a lot of leadership turnover because even our leaders are tired or they're poorly trained or they've never had any training, okay, to lead. So lack of leadership influences the team. It impacts the tenure of the team because without a leader, the team feels that they've lost their purpose. There's nothing clear. There's no clear vision. What are we doing? What is the work we're doing all about, right? We need a leader. And then lastly, workplace culture and organizational dynamics is cited as a key reason that new nurses are leaving within the first 2 years of entering the workforce. Isn't it time we got rid of nurses eat their young? Raise your hand, give me a like, give me a love if you can say with me, no more nurses eat their young. Guys, we've got to get rid of this because all this is such a heavy lack of professionalism that has been allowed to exist in nursing for decades. And it continues to be a key reason that new nurses and seasoned nurses alike leave the workforce or their roles. Okay? So how can we get beyond some of these things and how can we better support our new nurses, who are newly graduated and within their first 1 to 2 years of practicing? Of course, prioritizing staffing is going to be a big deal, right? Prioritizing staffing that's going to be very, very important. Making sure that senior nurses are available for questions as they come up, or to validate competencies or assist in procedures that maybe the new nurse is not feeling 100% comfortable in, right? I have been told by nursing leaders in large hospitals across the country that new grad nurses are attempting procedures that they are not yet competent in because they are intimidated by the senior staff and they don't want to ask for help. Okay, this is a patient safety issue. It's a nursing scope of practice issue. I mean, there's so many red flags all over this, but we have to create safe spaces for new nurses to grow and thrive. Also, along this line, though, is it only up to the healthcare institutions to prepare new grad nurses for the reality of what nursing is like? I would say absolutely not. And I think, even from my perspective as a new nurse who graduated, more than 30 years ago, one of the things that I was not prepared for at all in my nursing school curriculum was the reality of the schedule and what my life would be like as a nurse. Just, whether it's 12-hour shifts or 8-hour shifts, and the rotating weekends, the rotating holidays, all of those things that make a nurse feel somewhat powerless over their schedule, right? When you just get told, you're going to be on this holiday schedule, you're going to be on this, you're going to be on that. So I think nursing schools could also do better to help nurses prepare for the reality of what things are going to be like when they graduate, and even let's address, guys, what is nursing incivility? What is nurses eat their young? And let's tell them about it. And let's even go one better, and let's train them in emotional intelligence and personality science so that they can show up better prepared to meet the need of the environment that they're going to be in. Second, investing in nursing leadership, development programs, and mentorship initiatives. This is important. We cannot just expect a new nursing leader to step up and fly. We have to be prepared to train them and coach them. And this is one of the ways that Nurses Feed Their Young is planning on innovating nursing continuing education. We are going to be creating specific continuing education courses for nurses that are for leadership development and teaching them how to lead with influence and impact so that they can lead more easily, so that they can learn how to communicate with their team in a way that gains buy-in much more easily and allows them to speak clearly while also getting the job done in a much simpler way. Okay, so it's important that we invest in leadership development programs for our leaders so that they can succeed and lead for longevity. This is important. This is an important piece of the puzzle. When we have leaders in place for a long period of time, we can grow nursing teams that will stay in place for a long period of time and get rid of turnover and attrition. Okay. And lastly, we need to create positive, life-giving work environments, a positive culture that promotes teamwork and collaboration, where nurses support each other and treat each other with professionalism and dignity and respect. I don't think that's asking too much, Honestly, workplaces that allow incivility, unprofessionalism, bullying to take place, I mean, that's just a leadership missing the mark right there. And I recognize there may be other reasons. Okay? We have a systemic problem. It may not be that the leaders don't want to address that, but maybe if they address that and they have to let somebody go, I'm the only one who can fill that spot. So I'm working my job as a leader and I'm also pulling the evening shift. I get it. We have systemic problems in nursing. We have systemic problems with staffing, culture, leadership, all of it, okay? But we have to start taking small steps every day to improve these areas so that we can create a better future for our profession, okay? Doing what we've always done is the definition of insanity. We cannot expect anything to improve, and we cannot expect these 33% of nurses who are leaving the profession within 2 years, we can't expect that number to change unless we change the system. Okay, so now's the time for us to get serious. It's time for us to really start thinking about how can we move forward in a different way. And that's why I'm excited that Nurses Feed Their Young is launching their very first membership community. And this is an opportunity for nurses, nursing leaders to come together and join a like-minded community that is about creating a better future for nursing. And this is the area or the community that's going to provide support, resources, training for leaders, networking events, help you connect to people who are going to help you solve the problems that you have, and give you forums where we can discuss the serious issues that are happening in nursing and work together toward developing real solutions. So I hope that you will click the link below this video. Check us out, the Nurses Feed Their Young community membership. We would love to have you join and be a part of us. Right now, just get on the wait list because the community is going to be launching very, very soon. We would love to have you be a part of it, at least learn about it. So thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check out our membership, and we'll chat soon. Bye-bye.